Special day. We have lots of people here, I see. I do want to make an announcement or just let everybody know that we don't have a lot of, or we do not have 4 of our participants. They are experiencing some
4 participants absent because they are incarcerated. This is the reality of drug court. Not everyone makes it through, and that contrast sets the tone right away.
Difficulties, and they're all incarcerated. So we have to work through that. So who we have present here today, we have Brandon. Come on up, Brandon. How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
You are looking good. You are looking present and focused and here. Mr. Felicity, can I ask you to take that microphone and put it down?
Of course, Your Honor.
Thank you. So this is your first experience with drug court, treatment court?
Yes.
And I have heard some really...
Brandon proudly says, I am sober. Only 6 days so far, but in recovery, every single day is a win. What do you think? Should courts celebrate even these small milestones?
Positive and great things. Anything you want to share with me or tell me how you have been experiencing the court?
I mean, I'm sober.
I am so proud of you. That is such a good accomplishment, and you're doing great. Each and every day you conquer and you control yourself. That's amazing. That's great. And I want to hear more about that. Because what was the longest time that you've been sober? Not incarcerated.
Not incarcerated, maybe 60 days.
60 days.
Yeah, maybe.
So here's a goal. We want you to continue to be sober, and we want to, in a perfect world, now that you're in drug court, to never have a relapse and to use your services and learn those coping mechanisms and those things. But I'm just going to say, let's have a goal and let's try and get to beating that 60 days. And then we'll go day by day after that. You're now going to be open to a whole lot more connections, people to talk to, Tessa to work with, Mr. Hatch, Dave to work with. So you have the ability to contact and talk to people a lot. And so that should be a positive thing. Do you have stable housing? Are you looking for a place to live?
Yeah, right now I'm staying with a friend here, but I want my own place, like my own domain. I went into a place with, she's been there for 2 years. She's accustomed to what she's got going on, and then, she's the alpha of the place, and then I'll come in, what I'm saying? So we're gonna bump heads. I don't really want no bump heads,
I can see that, and I understand that. And so what places are you looking at? Are you finding people to talk to help guide you at where you can look and go?
Notice how the judge shifts to practical needs, like housing and employment. This shows that recovery courts aren't just about punishment. They're about rebuilding life from the ground up.
I mean, Tessa, she gave me a place that's in Gransburg, but, right now I'm trying to get a job. I went to North State. They said they're not hiring right now. So, and Siren really ain't got much of employment opportunity here. So, and I ain't got a license, so.
Okay, so you need to look for some place that you can perhaps walk to work?
Yeah, pretty much. Or they got that transportation, whatever that MTM, whatever that is. I don't know if they give you rides to work for the day.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I think about Burnett Dairy or whatever that is. Down with that.
That could work. That could be a good place to explore. Perhaps by the next drug court, you will have talked to Burnett Dairy, or you've applied there, and maybe you can. Are there any housing at the tribal?
I'm not enrolled.
Or you're not enrolled?
No.
So you have to be enrolled to get
Yeah.
housing? Okay. Do you have any desire to enroll?
Thought about it. I mean, me personally, like, I don't know, like, I think different about, you know, being enrolled with the tribe. Like, I feel like the benefits that the tribe offers is for like younger ones and like elders, you know what I mean? You know, I'm capable to take care of myself, you know what I mean, and the abilities to be able to get my own stuff without any type of assistance. That's how I look at it.
I hear you and I completely understand, and that's for you to decide and determine about your life. But how I view it as an outsider with tribal is they're just helping. I wouldn't look at it as, you know, as negative low income assistance or those types of things.
And my thing too, Mogen, is like when I dump on the res, it ain't, you know what I mean, I ain't ready to get on the res right now. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate that, and I can understand that as well. You want to build more strength and more power in you to have self-control.
It's not the people on the reservation. It's just my connections and stuff like that. I'm trying to avoid even going to the reservation.
I knew exactly what you were talking about because I have very high regards for the tribe and for all of the people. There are just some activities, and I can see, especially if that's where your negative activities occurred or you have the connections to do that, you just want to stay away for a little bit, for a while.
I mean, if I get there, I'll get right back to it. You know what I mean?
And I don't want you to do that. And I'm sure you don't want to do that because you're doing so well. You're doing great. And I'm very glad to hear that. And I only want to see you do better and better. Okay, Brandon?
Brandon admits to battling demons and even hallucinations during his addiction. This is raw honesty, and it shows why dual diagnosis treatment for both mental health and substance use is so critical.
Anything else you want to talk about or let me know?
No, I don't think so.
How many days have you been sober?
Today is 6.
Good job.
Yeah, it's hard, but I mean, I don't know how I did it, but I did. I reeled it in a little bit, you know.
And you can keep doing it.
I'm dealing with like, when I'm all high, but I'm dealing with some demons, you know. I'm like, I see things and hear things like that, so I backed off from it, and I see less of it, you know, as I'm being sober and going through these days of being sober. But it's still there, but it's going to take a working process of me to continue to be sober to get rid of it, you know what I mean?
You hit it right on the head. Exactly. Perhaps it's something to look at with either probation or with your mental health of getting a dual diagnosis evaluation and then move forward from there. And we can go from there and see where is your starting point and where are the possibilities to go from here. Okay.
Yeah, I think I have a mental appointment on Tuesday, I believe. So
excellent. Glad to hear that. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you, Brandon. And now we are on to something big and grand and wonderful. And I just want to make a comment. All of our participants want to be healthy now. We used to get cake and cupcakes and Little Debbie's and those things. And now it's fruit. Love fruit, but it's good to see. Everybody wants to be healthy. So the man of the hour, Alan, come on up. So Alan, I am looking forward to hearing what you want to say today. Maybe I missed it. I'm not sure if I did. Were you able to get pictures of your camper?
No, I've got to send them to Tessa. My mom's got them on her phone.
Okay. Because I could have missed it. I've been super swamped the last week, but I can't wait to see that because that is so exciting. And that's something that you get to have your own on land and be yourself. All right. So, Alan, today is the big day.
Yep.
And I see you have a lot of people here supporting you. Who are these people?
Starting over here is my mom, my Aunt Julie, And behind them is my pastor and great friend and sponsor, Philip, and his wife, Deb. Then my stepdad, Rick, and then my good friend, Bob. And over here, I got my boss and good friend, Dwayne, and his a good friend of mine and co-worker, Jesse, and friend and co-worker, Jason, friend and co-worker, Josh. And behind them is my uncle, David, and my aunt, Carol.
Very nice. I'm so glad to see all of the people here supporting you. Alan, you have come a very long way, a very long way. And I know I've said this multiple times, but I am going to say it again. I did not know you before drug court. I was not a judge to sentence you, so I had no idea.
The judge calls meth the devil drug. That's a strong statement, but it reflects how destructive meth is, tearing apart families, communities, and futures. Do you agree with that description?
Of your criminal history, except for what was in black and white. And on black and white, it doesn't look great. And then you come in front of me and I get to know you and I see all of the steps that you have been making, and you haven't, they're not little steps. You are putting in the effort. You are doing so much work to change yourself and to take control of your life. And I'm going to use something that Brandon said. He said that he has demons. I have often referred to meth as the devil. It is the devil drug. It is something that gets a hold of you and it doesn't ever want to let go. It holds you so tightly and it squeezes you until you almost feel like you're going to die. And you could lose everything in your life, your family, your friends, any property you have, your job, all of those things. And you have conquered the demons and you have taken control back of your life and what you want. And I'm so very proud of you. So very proud of you. So let's hear from you, Alan, and what you have learned and where you want to go from being in drug court or treatment court.
All right. Well, first I wish to thank the treatment court. And at first I felt like I was being punished when I first got it on. Then I realized I was being helped. That you guys ain't just here to punish us. You're here to get us back out into the community, to do the community good, and not be such a hazard on us, and especially I want to thank Leah, because she's seen me at my worst, and now I get to show her my best, and that she's proved to me that she does care, she's just not in it for her job, and same with Tessa. You guys, honestly, you care about our well-being, and I can see it there when we do bad, the emotions you guys get, so that's telling me that's not just a job. You guys, it's kind of personal for you too, and I greatly appreciate it. And my family and friends, I couldn't have done it without them, having backup. Trying to kick the drug by yourself is impossible. To have someone and like my boss Dwayne here, he's trying to put his boot up my butt, if I don't,
That I know him.
Do it straighten up, and just to have that encouragement makes me smile all the time, they just never lost faith in me. Now I've given them plenty of reasons to, and I just know that I'm not alone in my time of need. That I can call upon any of the people in this room, no matter what. Even on Tessa, she's not in this room, but she is. After my court's done, I could call Jess, Leah, Tessa, Dave, and they'll be right there to help me. And that's relief off my shoulders that I can't explain. And treatment court has taught me that I'm not alone with my struggles. I see in my fellow participants, I have no idea what trouble they got into, but it's a bad one. I pray for them that they will win that fight, and You know, it's a tough struggle, you know, and they've been through the same hardships I faced, you know, and, but, you know, the skills I learned are great use to me. The main one for me is to slow down and think, you know, and just don't act on impulse, to stop and think before I act. You know, that was my biggest issue, is I let my emotions cause my actions. Now I use my brain a little bit more, and, you know, it's certainly a big help. And to recognize my triggers, you know, and that's, seems kind of like it would be easy to know what triggers you, but not just to recognize them, but how to face them when they do come. And that's what drug court, the skills I learned, you know, and I'm just so thankful for this experience. And I'm going to continue to use the knowledge that I have learned from this experience for the rest of my days, you know, and I just want to say thank you.
I'm so glad to hear all of that. Alan, I know you know this, but I want to let you know again that even though you are now graduating and moving on from treatment court, it doesn't mean that your connection here and with everybody here ends. You can still reach out to Tessa and Dave. You can still come into court and say hello. As long as it's not in that chair, then we're good.
Yep, I'm done with this chair.
Just because you are not a participant anymore doesn't mean that you're still not a part of the treatment family. All of us are so immensely proud of you and where you have come and where I see you going. And give me an idea of a goal you have for the next year and then the next 2 years.
Well, first I gotta get my own vehicle. You know, I'm putting too much miles on my mom's, you know, and I'm saving up for it, you know, and as much as I can with still paying off what I owe, you know, and I'm every time I get a check, I am able to throw a little bit in my basket of money, you know, and just that's so that's one of my major goals, is just to get a vehicle. You know,
Graduation time. This isn't just a ceremony, it's a second chance. Alan is stepping out of the courtroom not as a defendant, but as someone who fought his way back to life.
got my truck, but I put so much money in that thing and time, and just one problem after another. And but that's my main goal. And after that, move out